We all feel lonely sometimes. Whether it's having no one to sit with at lunch, moving to a new city, or when our friends are too busy for us on the weekends. But over the past few decades, this occasional feeling has become a chronic issue for millions of people. In the UK, 60% of young adults aged 18 to 34 often feel lonely. In the US, 46% of the entire population regularly feels lonely. We're living in the most connected era in human history, yet an unprecedented number of us feel isolated. Feeling lonely and being alone are not the same thing. You can be perfectly happy on your own and still feel lonely in a crowd. Loneliness is a subjective, personal experience. If you feel lonely, then you are lonely. There's a common stereotype that loneliness only affects people who don't know how to socialize. But studies have shown that social skills hardly make a difference for adults when it comes to forming social connections. Loneliness can affect anyone. Money, fame, power, beauty, social skills, and even a great personality can't protect you from it, because it's part of our biology. Loneliness is a bodily function, just like hunger. Hunger makes you aware of your physical needs. Loneliness makes you aware of your social needs. Your body cares about your social needs because, millions of years ago, they were a great indicator of your chances of survival. Natural selection rewarded our ancestors for collaborating and forming connections with each other. Our brains evolved to understand what others think and feel and to form and maintain social bonds. Being social became part of our biology. You were born into groups of 50 to 150 people, who you usually stayed with for your entire life. Getting enough food, staying safe and warm, or caring for children was nearly impossible alone. Being together meant survival. Being alone meant death. For your ancestors, the most dangerous threat to survival wasn't being eaten by a lion, but not understanding the social dynamics of the group and being excluded. To prevent this, your body developed social pain. This type of pain is an evolutionary adaptation to rejection, an early warning system to ensure you stop behavior that would isolate you. Those ancestors who felt rejection more intensely were more likely to change their behavior when they were excluded, and thus stayed in the tribe, while those who didn't were likely kicked out and didn't survive. That's why rejection hurts, and why loneliness is so painful. These mechanisms for keeping us connected worked well for most of our history, until humans started building a new world for themselves. People left their villages and fields to work in factories. Communities that had existed for centuries began to dissolve, while cities grew. As our world rapidly modernized, this trend sped up even more. Today, we move vast distances for new jobs, love, and education, leaving our social networks behind. We meet fewer people in person and see them less often than we used to. In the US, the average number of close friends dropped from 3 in 1985 to 2 in 2011. Most people stumble into chronic loneliness by accident. You reach adulthood and get busy with work, college, relationships, kids, and Netflix. There's just not enough time. The easiest and most convenient thing to sacrifice is time with friends. Until one day you wake up and realize you feel isolated, yearning for close relationships. But it's tough to find close connections as an adult. And so, loneliness can become chronic. While we marvel at our achievements like iPhones and space travel, our bodies and minds are fundamentally the same as they were 50,000 years ago. We are still biologically wired to be with others. Large-scale studies have shown that the stress from chronic loneliness is among the most harmful things we can experience. It makes you age faster. It makes cancer more deadly. Alzheimer's progresses more rapidly. Your immune system becomes weaker. Loneliness is twice as deadly as obesity, and as deadly as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. The most dangerous thing about it is that once it becomes chronic, it can become self-sustaining. Physical and social pain use common mechanisms in your brain. Both feel like a threat, and social pain triggers immediate and defensive behavior when inflicted on you. When loneliness becomes chronic, your brain goes into self-preservation mode. It starts to see danger and hostility everywhere. The first step to escaping it is accepting that loneliness is a completely normal feeling and nothing to be ashamed of. Literally everyone feels lonely at some point in their life. It's a universal human experience. You can't eliminate or ignore a feeling until it magically goes away, but you can accept that you feel it and work on its cause. You can examine what you focus on and see if you are selectively concentrating on negative things. Do you assume others don't want you around? Are you trying to avoid being hurt and not risking opening up? And if so, can you try to give others the benefit of the doubt? Can you assume they're not against you? Can you risk being open and vulnerable again? And lastly, your behavior. Are you avoiding opportunities to be around others? Are you looking for excuses to decline invitations? Are you pushing others away preemptively to protect yourself? Are you acting as if you're under attack? Are you really looking for new connections? Or have you become complacent with your situation?
Did you enjoy the video? Help us grow and bring more knowledge in a fun way. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to keep learning a bit with photos, bad memes, and questionable editing, but all done with a lot of love. See you in the next video. A kiss on the forehead for all of you.